Between aging and busy lifestyles, many women struggle with maintaining their physical and mental wellness. At Aquavita Concierge Healthcare Services for Women, we can help you revitalize your health and reclaim your life. We start from within by balancing your hormones, allowing your body to achieve and maintain desired weight goals. We also specialize in peptide therapies, regenerative medicine, sexual health, and aesthetics in our state-of-the-art facilities. Feel better, look better, live better at Aquavita. Visit aquavitality.com and begin your journey today.
2023. Yep, 2023. How did we get to this point? No, for real, how did we? And don't just go by, because last year was 2022. No. That of course, that makes perfect sense, but I'm talking about all the stuff that goes on in it. Like, isn't it amazing that we managed to make it into multiple decades and still have the same damn conversation? Oh man, what does the future look like with this new technology? Oh my god, new social media. Gee, I wonder if I'm funny enough for it. Oh, hey, guess what? Dating is hard. These men suck. Oh, these women ain't right. Oh, nobody's texting back. How can I have deeper conversation without using small talk? Oh, what am I going to do as part of my job? Oh, Lord, I can't stand the way that the media industry is, but hey, I got to go ahead and renew my new subscription to the latest streaming networks. Oh, I can't find the streaming show because the streamers went up and, canceled it and deleted it. Oh, shut the hell up, everybody. It's good to be back. And guess what? 300 times over. Welcome to the J-Man Show here on
J360 Radio.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hey, how's it going, J360 Legion? What is happening? Welcome to the J-Man Show for episode 300, and I am your host, J-Man, of course. And before we get into it, yes, I've been yelling that 300 times. It took about 7 seasons to get here, baby, but here we are, 300! Woo! And I'm telling you, I'm really feeling it. What a time to be back and be alive. Because the remedialness of the society that we're in, I can't stand it. I mean, like, for real, this stuff is getting beyond redemption now. You know what I'm saying? I try, y'all. I really do try to see exactly where you're coming from. But then there's this big blight and brain fog that comes in there. Because, common sense comes into play. Along with, don't follow through on this because this might be the most ignorant shit that has ever been seen by the world around us and all. And the thing is, if it's stupid, you'll go do it anyway. If it's something that makes you look bad, you will go about it anyway. Like, there is a race, isn't there? But you see, the race to the top, nah, we can't go for that. That's too elite. That's too big for us. No. We got to race down to the bottom. Similar to like how that damn sub was, which, by the way, it wasn't really a sub. That looked like somebody's water heater that they just jerry-rigged to go down in the water. You know what I mean? And it wasn't even... the fact that all that stuff was going on while I was doing Jamiversary, I was like, for real though, But it's not just that, it's the aftermath of everything. that happened afterwards. You know, the memes, those memes were cold. Hilarious. Cold, though. Because could you imagine being in like a pressure cooker and like it's only a few seconds till that damn thing implodes and you're right there in it seeing it just break in like that? Imagine you, if you will, but you would hope that you wouldn't do anything that stupid, right? Well, remember years ago, people actually signed up to go into space on Elon Musk's account. Like people, even people with my pay grade on things signed up to go into space. What the hell are you doing? You cannot, like they were sitting there saying, oh, guess what? A moon on Titan could actually sustain life. Yeah, for whatever the hell's on Titan. Not us. What is going on, people? Like, for real, what is it? What is it? Do you see everything around you and have decided to just make it worse off for everybody because you have first world problems and you don't know where to go with them? Because that seems to be the issue. And while we're on the subject here, it's like, you can't... If you know where the hell Saturn is, and if you've been paying attention to how space works, you kind of know there is no way you're getting to that planet anytime soon, because you can't even get to Mars like anything. And even if you get to Mars, there's this big-ass asteroid field that's right there that will happily beat the living hell out of your ship before it even gets to Jupiter, and then you'll combust because the damn hull can't handle it. I mean, look, I believe in Star Trek like everybody else, but it's like this. We're not there yet. I mean, hell, you can't even handle AI on planet Earth. We'll get into that later, though, because, see, as while I'm covering up some of these things right here, it's a lot of stuff to cipher through, and while I don't work for a Roto-Rooter to go through that much shit. So I guess I'm going to have to roll out another J-Man season, too, which, yeah, that's going to happen. I see it for, like, let's say 3 more seasons of me doing this, so that's just the way that goes. Of course, you realize at that point, I'm probably still in my prime, and I'll go as far as I need to go till I get senile as Paul Harvey, or, get senile as him, or an aneurysm comes and takes me out like Kevin Samuels. But I don't know. It is what it is. By the way, for those of you about Kevin Samuels and stuff like that, you do realize that what worked for him won't work for anybody else, right? I'm just letting you know that. You do realize for like any people that are out there in the elitist way of doing things, what worked for them will not work for you always, right? So can you all tell me why in 2023 are you buying courses from these people that make it seem like you're going to be an automatic success when at the same time you just don't want to do the work? When at the same time you just complain about there not being any work because AI done took over the stuff that you were supposed to do? Why do you all do this stuff? Seriously. It's called responsibility. Okay? Like, see, with me, myself, like, there are times where, you know, it get kind of rough trying to put J360 Productions together, but I go through it anyway. It's a labor of love. It's the dream. It's the goal. And, you know, I've been steadily putting in all that I need to do to go about it. Whereas quite a lot of y'all go ahead and you'll try to find an easy way out. You'll try to go at it really, really fast. And then there's the moment where you start to realize it's not working out. Basically because you don't have an identity with the stuff. You don't know exactly what you're trying to do. And then you got the nerve to want to get mad at everybody and then go ahead and blame other things. And then you start looking at the news and you get scared. And then you start looking at like certain things about your age and how you might not be able to recover and all this other jazz that's out there. It's just everywhere is full of scarcity, fear, and then just weakness all over. And let me just tell you this, you're human, okay? You're human. But you made this choice years ago. Like, I know that student loan payments are going to kick back in soon. I know that we're all going to be trying to find a way to strive together because, well, you can't rely on the government like anything, especially if you are somebody that's very independent about things. And then there comes the part where, like, if you're lucky and you made it through, that's cool on you. But I know, like, a lot of us, we're not all going through the same thing at the same friggin' time, is what I'm saying. And in addition to, like, where we are as a people, well, you got to go ahead, you got to take charge. If the ball's in your court, you got to go run with it and try to score if you can. I mean, if you just give up or you just run it on the corner, you forfeit. I mean, how the hell you think you're going to get anywhere with it? On anything. You know? Like, you look at the whole thing about the strikes. These people are trying to, the ones that are really about the strike, that is, they're trying to get payable wages. because the CEOs made like stupid money and stuff. But then there are people that aren't exactly about it, and they're about like, you know, the picture taking and all of the, hey, I look like a hero right now as I carry the sign and all that jazz. And I think it's interesting that the unions are all making a comeback. Like, yeah, it's a good story, but I'm sure there's a lot of blurred lines in it, is what I'm saying. So, like, when you look at this whole thing, like, allegedly they're like, oh, well, you know, hey, if they keep doing this stuff and they don't come back to work, they're going to lose the house and the apartment that we paid for them. And then at the end of the day, it's going to ruin them down. Yeah, it sounds very, very far-fetched to a point. Not too underdone, though, but it does sound like that. And then you find out that it's not just because of that. It's because of they're thinking about using AI to replace them. This whole argument. And, oh, by the way, it got serious, too, because James Cameron came out and said, hey, I warned you guys about this in 1984. Yeah. Did he? Did he really? Really? Because let me just tell you this, all right? Didn't Blade Runner come out 2 years before that? Anyway, no. What I want to say is this. Shut up, James Cameron. By the way, F you, James Gunn. And by the way, like, any of you other directors out here just using this as a way to stroke your ego, yeah, up yours. From me, by the way. Especially when I see y'all in real life and crap. Because, you know, I'll be working on my movies too, regardless what. I ain't part of no damn union. But I'm going to tell you this right off the bat. When they say that stuff, I think it's more about clout chasing at best. Because here's the thing. He made a movie with a cool cybernetic looking skeleton in it. We ain't there yet as far as AI goes, okay? Our AI is nowhere near that cool yet. I mean, some of them are trying to get close. I mean, some of them can generate, put pictures up. Some do like the little GIFs and then the moving pictures and all. But here's the thing. It's not perfected. That stuff looks like ass right now. And even if they were to go about this whole thing, it's not going to replace you. There are reasons why, like, it's quick, it's easy, it's cheap. Just like the people who use it. I remember one time using AI myself. I even told you guys this on this series. Like, I did it, and you know what? I didn't care for the results of it. I just looked at it, I was like, oh, okay, well, whatever then. And then just went back to doing my own thing because freedom of choice. You see, AI doesn't have free will. AI is not a person. AI is a collective and a collision of codes. If anything, remember them years where, like, they were talking about a year of code, a day of code, an hour of code, all that kind of stuff. All that stuff about coding led to this. Because allegedly, you know, within, let's say within the initial phases of things, AI was supposed to make people's lives easier. But you see, it had the best intentions, so does the pathway to hell. The pathway to hell is lined with the best intentions. Because one thing is, you got to realize how our society works. We can barely handle stuff with social media now, let alone artificial intelligence. You realize this, right? You can't even be responsible for crap that you posted on the page that you signed up for. You got to think about, like, your social media page as not only an extension of yourself and an extension of the messages that you put out here, and not to mention, like, all the carefree stupidity that you do in hopes of going viral and getting famous. Oh, yeah, that's a thing. But needless to say, guess what? All that clout chasing you do, it has to come up in somewhere to tell you that, hey, guess what? You're going too far, and at the end of the day, you need to dial it back a pad. You know what I mean? Like, right off the bat, it's just insane how we all as a people do this stuff. But then when somebody comes and tells us, hey, you know what? You put that out there. You should not be doing that, and we're going to come see you about it in a little bit. Not talking about a regular person. I'm talking about somebody that's representing from the government or law enforcement come to you about it, and then this is the first thing you do. Cry crocodile tears, and then say, like, I'm not my social media. I'm not my YouTube. This is not right. Actually, you're not right. That is you. That is your YouTube. That is your social media. You put that nonsense out there. Responsibility for every damn thing you do. And you can't handle it. But now, oh, here come AI. And, you know, you find it. And then once again, when the public uses something new, they don't just use it. They abuse it and they overindulge in it. And then when they overindulge in it, they see how cheap the results are because it's fast and cheap. That's all it really is. I can understand AI helping somebody who's disabled and cannot do certain things, such as like, you know, certain abilities like the ability to write, or certain things like, you know, what could be the next possible solution, things like that. Ask like different questions to it and it will respond. That's cool. But the thing about it is, though, those of you out there doing it for like shopping lists and all this other stuff, or what's the other thing, like when you're writing a script and you guys try to get your whole script laid out in Chat GPT, and then you're thinking that, oh yeah, this is already good to go. Writing is rewriting, dumbass. Do not depend on this to write your script. It won't even format it like a script. You got to do some of the work. Now, there are moments where, like, you know, like Siri, like, she's an AI. You ask her a question, she'll tell you what it is. But still, at the same time, you should know that information ahead of time so you don't overindulge on it. You know, like, if you wanted to know, like, how tall is the Empire State Building? Or you want to know, like, hey, what year was the Unfinished Symphony made? Things like that. You know what I mean? If you're writing, like, a certain picture dealing with historical facts and figures, or, like, when gasoline was discovered and all, like, yeah, you would want to have a reference point. And if you don't have a dictionary and stuff around, that's where the AI could be beneficial. But you don't have an AI do certain things for you, such as like get all the pacing together, get the tone together, really imagine like what the whole thing is, utilize your intuition, ethics, and adaptability. Like, you know, when you have those things, that's what you as a human has. You know, you, once again, living in this world, people have gotten free will to think that they're unicorns, to be non-binary, to do all these other things that, once again, wastes everybody's time. If you really feel that way about yourself, yeah, I'll accept you. But don't expect a damn medal from me because this is the choice that you made. You made this choice. You stick with it. But there is one thing that you forget. You're still damn human. You understand what I'm saying? You're human. And when you're human, you have the ability, in your flawed, obtuse way of doing things, you still have a lot of abilities that AI does not have. And AI doesn't do anything more than what you tell it. You should look at that as an extension of yourself, much like social media. Common sense, if you will, but you know, you don't utilize your common sense like anything. You brain fog that nonsense out because you got to look good on TikTok. But there's quite a lot of things about you. Like, do you have emotional intelligence? Yes, you do. AI doesn't have that. The only thing I realized the cool one that was in like Terminator, right? We're not getting that anytime soon. The closest thing we got to that was drones, wasn't it? And even then, it's like, you know, you worry too much. And see, people are highly reactionary now. They're not using the analytical left side of their brain to think this stuff through. When you're not thinking, you need to think. And then you need to actually like really you do your research a little bit. Get off of Facebook, take your phone out and use it for like one of the things that it was designed to do. Go on the web, read up on it, and see like what makes you competitive enough. And then you'll realize that this stuff was man-made. Or, shoot, yeah, can't ascribe things to a man, right? Screw you, this is my show and I'm saying it. Mankind was like that, all right? Lots of great people out here have found these things, and they've been squandered and used for indulgence of, you know, self-serving behavior. Not to help anybody, but for people to help themselves. And, you know, it gets abused to the point where, you know, at the end of the day, nothing is achieved other than profound sadness. Especially if you're called out on it. And, you know, a lot of y'all sit here, like I was talking to somebody about that the other day. He said, I don't see AI as as creative, but a lot of artists use it. And I'm like, I agree with you. I don't see it as creativity either. Because creativity comes from humans. All of us. Even that damn Little Mermaid movie that none of y'all saw, but you happily defend it, that's a part of creativity too. Even this damn Snow White movie that's coming along that looks like shit. By the way, call it what it is. I don't give a damn about algorithms, and I don't care about how they try to censor me. Here's the thing. It looks like shit. Deal with it. I'm a grown-ass man. Some of you in my audience out here are grown people. You can handle it. Now, if you're grown-ass children, on the other hand, or anything that TLC wants to put on, like, for a fucking sideshow act, because that's what TLC is nowadays, I can't help you. But what I'm saying is that you realize, like, AI is what we make it become. If we overindulge in it with our screenwriting, our artwork, and everything else, then this isn't a tool anymore. This is a crutch. This is a crutch that's going to break inwards because we overuse it. And because we overuse it, we also live in the consumer economy where, remember a long time when you bought a program and you had that program and you didn't have to worry about that program until it was time to upgrade? And even then it was a message that came a little bit later or through your email because you registered it. That's gone. You live in an economy now where you pay for a license and you have to upgrade that said license over and over again. And, this economy wants you to do that. They don't want you to own jack shit. Matter of fact, like when you use some of these AI peripherals and stuff, yeah, they'll give you like what, an $80 trial. That's what they did with Chat GPT for me. And I didn't pay for it. I didn't pay for it. Because the hell with that. I'm not paying $80 for this. And then all of a sudden, the main price after the trial would be $200. And then they tried the same thing for like if you're dealing with WordPress.com. Like, yes, there's a feature for that for WordPress.com too. And I'm like looking at this and I'm like, what the same price, mind you? And I'm like, no, I don't want this. Get out. You see what I'm saying? Because I made a choice about that. It's all about preference. I'd rather do the work myself. I'd rather go ahead and get, like, anytime you see like a J360 production artwork or like anything dealing with the shows and all that stuff, that's me, Al, and whomever else is working with us. You see what I'm saying? That's us. Any of that extra stuff by these outlets and stuff, I just look at it and I'm like, well, that looks like hell. And some of them look pretty good, but they're not there yet. And a lot of y'all been doing like the whole profile pictures and all that kind of stuff because apparently you're not ugly enough, so you got to go ahead and get a computer to generate it for you. That's an overworked machine right there for some of y'all. Yeah, I said it. Deal with it. But you know what? Here's the thing. Artificial intelligence is no match for natural stupidity. So when you guys do like the most ignorant stuff now and again, or like when you go and you try to cheat things and you try to break the system doing AI, but that AI is not good enough to back you up or help you, you deserve every bit of that. Because you are not being responsible and you overuse this crap and you made it more of a problem instead of a damn solution. Instead of using it as a tool. If anything, like I'm trying to work on natural stuff here. The rest of y'all are just trying to be like Bane and just juice up on Venom. Because that's all this stuff is. You're just trying to juice up on this stuff because, hey, guess what? We got to beat the algorithm. We got to be number one in our credibility. Oh, yeah, people have got to support us and all this stuff. I need the views. Yeah, you lazy, non-creative hacks out here. Now, those are the ones that should be scared. But anybody that's really put in their time, or anybody that's really getting started, or anybody that really wants to keep traditional art and keep all of, any of all this media work alive, have at it like I do. Don't look to anybody else to take the easy way out, because that's all it really is. And like I said, I have articles listed in the description box below of like what they're not going to replace you with. Because AI don't have any of these functions. We have these functions. Like in business, you need interpersonal skills. So yeah, you got to have that. You got to be able to think out of the box too. And then you got to have your ethics, your intuition and stuff. Like all these things, you program it in there. So like I said before, what are you afraid of? You're just as capable as me and anybody else. And just like anybody who's out there saying like, oh, J-Man only has like 200 subscribers. J-Man only has like blah, blah, blah. It's not about the damn subscriber count, fool. My listener account and all that kind of stuff is a lot bigger. The download account is a lot bigger. Quite a lot of people enjoy this content. And they listen to it on different networks because I'm practically everywhere these days. There's always an accessible point. And when that premium channel is made for you all, that's going to really showcase things too. Because I am tired of the way these damn social media sites are, and I'm tired of the way like people are making every damn thing a problem. So you know what? Hey, I got to go ahead and do me. I got to run mine. But while I'm doing that though, I ain't looking at nobody else. I'm putting me first every time. This is the next stage of the game. And like, as I'm working on novels, as I'm working on comics, as I'm doing these things, you know, it's okay to ask for like, well, what do you think about this? And then that would be what you need. And then you just leave. You don't even have to worry about it no more. And then everything else you do on your own. And it's a lot more fulfilling. It's a lot more, hey, I did this. And if you're a musician that's looking for like notes on how to get better at playing an instrument, instead of just putting in like different complex codes and everything, you know, for like the AI to do it for you. I mean, I guess to a point you could say that you did this. I mean, like, kind of like if you're riding a bike without training wheels, yeah, you're riding a bike, or you're riding a bike with training wheels, and you're like, hey guys, you ain't going downhill with no fucking training wheels on. You better stop this nonsense. Because that's pretty much what it is. If you ever find yourself feeling embarrassed for using AI at any point, just think of yourself on training wheels. There you go. And any of this stuff that's going on regarding like the movie strikes and all, I hope it gets resolved. I hope the people that actually need a resolution get where they need to be. The ones that are looking for clout, I hope they burn in hell, because I have no respect for people like that. I have no respect for people who sell out their friends and everything else and go to like a bigger network in hopes of gaining fame. I have no respect for people like that. I never did. And even now, as I speak this to you, it's like there's a reason why I came back strong for all of these shows. I'm not quitting, regardless what. I got to keep going for me. And I noticed like some people were saying, hey, you didn't go to California yet, huh? And I was like, nope, I'm still here kicking your ass. True conversation, by the way. But yes, I know. I'm not there yet, but I will be. And the truth is that as I am over there, my awareness has already grown in the East. So there you go. So there's always a way about things, folks. It's just one way or another. It's just another level for me to conquer when I get to that point. And as per usual, you all will be hearing me get there. You see what I'm saying? Just like anything else. And then like making movies and stuff like that, you know, figure out a way. Don't even worry about going to the silver screen right now. Go ahead and look at like some of those streaming outlets like Tubi and all. However, about Netflix though, Netflix can go suck a dick. They need to get it together. I don't like the way their ethics are about things. You know what I'm saying? Like the more and more I got to know them, the more I'm glad that Masters of the Universe movie did not make it. Because they really screwed that series up, too. Like, the artwork for those two movies they made was okay, but every damn thing else, and killing off Orca, I was like, man, screw y'all. This is why sometimes I don't like certain series coming back. I like to think that, you know, with the ability of the digital revolution that took place and everything, and how we all have access to different things, we should be putting our stuff out there. They should be calling and knocking on our doors. Here at the independent game, yeah. Oh, but before you guys throw like Taika Waititi and all the damn people at me, let me just tell you this. What does that got to do with us? I'm talking to my independent artists out there like me. What the hell does that have to do with us? Don't worry about that. That fool got lucky and then squandered the shit. Because Thor 4 was trash. Just letting you know. Ruined the whole damn. You know, it was fine the way it was. No. Not even going to dive into that. But I do want to tell you this, though. Other podcasters, stop saying the same shit. Like, all y'all do is talk about the same damn crap all the time. Movies are not the way they used to be. Oh, man, we got to hold these women accountable for what they do because we alpha males. Woo, woo, woo. If you're an alpha male, you don't do stuff like that. If you are a real creator, you don't worry about your competition. If you have it. If you are somebody out here that eats, sleeps, and breathes this stuff, you focus on making the moves the way you need to. I ain't worried about how somebody else does their show. I do my show my way. I do, like, all the things my way. That's what needs to be done. You don't worry about nobody else and stuff. You do your own damn thing. You have a good time. You make it happen. You're going to upset a whole lot of people because guess what? Unlike them, you don't have a narrative. See, like, I don't have nothing to live by like that. I'm building my narrative on my own. And just happily saying, like, I ain't kissing nobody's ass to get there. And then another thing about show business is, all you gotta do is network. Get out there, talk to people and all that jazz. If you don't feel it, you just don't feel it right now, but you can always do it later. And the truth is that the world around you and stuff is full of opportunity. But we whine and cry about some of the most craziest shit. If you can't live in that rich neighborhood, fine. Live in a better neighborhood. And then you're going to have to keep looking a little bit harder to go ahead and make things happen. Somebody try to say something's too expensive for you. Okay, cool. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to figure out how to own that damn thing by the end of the month. You see what I'm saying? There's always a way to make things work. And because you had like a little setback in your plan, you go ahead and you figure out another way of doing things to make the plan a lot more realistic. You never know. Instead of landing in CA, well, guess what? Maybe I need to land in Philadelphia again for a little bit. Go ahead and mess around there. Maybe I need to land in like Arlington, Virginia for a little bit. Mess around there for a little while, you know? Or land in Trump County, Florida, and blow the whole thing up. The good way, the good way. Let people know where I'm coming from about things while I'm partying with a gator. I don't know. Sometimes I just make things happen, y'all. But the point is like, stop letting this stuff stop you. Why are you letting it stop you? Like, say, like, if you're friends with a creator and stuff like that, and you know what? Betrayal happens and all. A lot of artists before us, and a lot of, whether they're a musician, whether they're filmmakers, whether they're, you know, comic book artists, any of this stuff, that always comes into play. You should be used to that. As an artist, you should always see that, but don't be defined by it. You go ahead and you work on a better product. You go ahead and you work on something. Become the reason why they live rent-free. No. Become the reason why exactly you're something to be feared. That's the way. Because here's the thing. You're going to have them living rent-free in your head. That's not right. But if you come back strong and scare the living hell out of them and be the boogeyman in the shadow behind them all the time, yeah, that's a much better outcome, right? Because I see a lot of talented people wasting their time on the most pettiest things. I don't have a following on TikTok. Oh, my YouTube's not growing. Oh, any of this other stuff. It will grow. But you got algorithms. Sometimes algorithms come into play and they mess that stuff up. So this is what we got to do. We got to start looking out for one another, all right? You got to start really pushing each other up to the next level. And the thing is, like, really rethink stuff a little bit differently. Do not charge a course for this. Actually, if you really want to look at social media sometimes, well, go buy a book on it. Figure it out. You have to market. And you have to think better about your position of things. See, the whole point about it is, those that are like big YouTubers and all that kind of stuff, they are right there under the scope, yes? You know what I mean? Right there under the scope. And the truth is that nobody can not see them. That's why they can't do anything. But you see where I'm going with this if you're paying attention. You got to use that, okay? I won't describe it. Because if you're paying attention, you already know where I'm coming from. Oh, yeah. Who says you don't learn anything on the J-Man Show, right? Right. But that's my little tidbit of advice, and I'll give it to you for free. Speaking of which, about, like, free stuff, well, a friend of mine told me that he's not going to pay for Call of Duty anymore because, you know, Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard. You know, it's been years since the whole Disney-Fox merger, and I gotta say, yeah, it's cool to see that Deadpool 3 is coming, but let's just be honest. You stopped caring years ago about that. And the truth is, you probably will stop caring about, like, this whole Microsoft, Activision Blizzard thing, too. Because needless to say, it's pretty much the same thing. Only this time, though, like, the FTC was going to try to put a stop to it, along with the congressional group over in the UK, but they probably changed as of late. I know that the FTC was going to try to file, like, an appeal against the decision that the judge had. But here's the thing. Even as that stuff goes through, I'm laughing. Now, here's the thing. I have an Xbox, and I have a PlayStation. And the truth is that, like, it doesn't matter to me how this goes down because I still have a PC. So, if anything, these companies should be utilizing crossplay anyway. The idea of exclusives is just stupid. In this day and age, yeah. Because Steam came along and kind of killed that, to be honest with you. And then, like, all of a sudden, we're still here having this argument, but even if they do buy this, whenever Microsoft buys a company or buys a resource of something, it always turns to shit. They ain't going to use that crap, right? I mean, like, most y'all are thinking about is Call of Duty, but if you really pay attention, you should be thinking things like, you know, Warcraft, Crash, Spyro, you know, and so on, just to name a few. But it's like, one way or another, when this stuff gets bought, oh man, they all going to go back to the dark ages as much as possible. But then again, you look at Bethesda. Bethesda is doing okay, but Bethesda has a lot of unfinished games anyway. The patches will run through and take care of that. But what it is that, like, don't be surprised about this stuff. Ain't nobody going to win this whole thing. There was never a console war in the first place. And you look at, like, gaming journalism. Well, gaming journalism is just the biggest locale of all. It's the biggest joke since artificial intelligence. Because half the damn time they're not telling you the right things. And, like, when this stuff gets bought, we don't know what the industry will look like or what happens, but I do know this much. It's going to be something where, once again, it's just going to be a weird release window. PlayStation's still going to get Call of Duty. I'm sure the Xbox is still going to get Destiny and Marathon and all that jazz. I mean, it's just, if anything, it's just companies being petty. And it's not surprising to see, like, all this stuff coming into play right now. Is the Xbox crowd going to win? Not as big as you think they are. Much like anything else. I'm just letting you know that. So, you just look at it, be like, whatever. Look at it like I look at the Fox-Disney merger, y'all. Just like, yeah, okay. Because even this generation of gaming, it was okay because Street Fighter 6 was good. Tekken 8's going to be badass. Mortal Kombat 1's going to be great. And then, like, you know, like Spider-Man 2. Let's see, what else am I looking forward to getting on the old Xbox, by the way? I think I was actually going to try to go back to Call of Duty for Xbox, but I don't know. But the whole point about it is so many games, such little times, and while we're on the subject here, everybody's getting a pretty good release window. But this generation hasn't been as real fulfilling, like, say, like PS3 era, if you will, Xbox 360 era, because they had great games then, too. So, yeah. And then, like, a lot of them are re-releases, too, now that I think about it. So when it gets right down to it, it's like, yeah, okay, it'll probably be more of the same, except for there might not be a disc slot on your system and stuff like that, because digital media's taken over, yay! Screw all that. Screw all that, man. The hell with that. I cannot stand that. If you really want to be a stance about things, don't buy digital media. Look into physicals if you can. Okay? That way, like, you know, hey, if you need to do an update, pop the disc in and go ahead and let it do what it got to do. It might be a little faster, might not be, depending on the game. But the funny part about it is that, like, if you just like using your disc slot on any of your systems and stuff, because you can watch movies that you actually own, then that'd be fine. See what I'm saying? But I take a strong stance against it because, like I said earlier in the episode, the licensing. I mean, that means like anything else, like when you go to like streaming networks and all that stuff, you're not even going to enjoy the fulfillment of it if your internet's bad and all that stuff is not connecting like it should. That sucks. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, you should always have choices and preferences and responsibility of how you consume your media. You know what I mean? If you don't want to deal with news 24/7, don't pay for a 24/7 news package. Go ahead and do like the 6, 10 o'clocks and all that stuff. That's fine right there. You know? But the world around us is just ignorant like that, and they want you to do this stuff because they think you're a rube, and they think happily that they can go ahead and sell you that stuff. Don't think that don't be worried about the fact that I could be wrong or right. Just understand this. I'm telling you to think. You understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you to think. Be very conscientious about what you spend time with. I think one of the latest news that came out was that the 1985 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show is now well within the rights of Nickelodeon and Paramount, so they can start airing that again. And I'm sitting there thinking this. I'm like, cool. I got my whole collection here. I'm not in. But for those of you that want to watch that and stuff, I mean, interesting. No, it's not that it's a bad series. It's just like, how is that news right now? You see what I'm saying? I say that a lot, y'all, but it's truth. Like, sometimes we make news out of old news, or we make news out of recyclable things, and that's supposed to get everybody excited. But remember, strikes and all that kind of stuff. We're supposed to be standing up against movie studios, but half of you are getting ready to go see Barbie. Like, the way to take down things and to make a statement, you got to be in solidarity with the cause you're doing. And if you're not in solidarity with the cause that you're doing and stuff, you're just a hypocrite. Or then again, I don't know, you guys paid for your tickets, you need to get your movie experience, yada, 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 yada. This is a big deal, Jay, and all. Whatever the lie is, guys, whatever the lie is. But let me just tell you this. In order to make a statement, you got to be about that statement. In order to actually stand up against all these things, it's kind of like if you wanted to go against, like, Comic-Con or any of that stuff, you just don't go to it. Or, like, say, like, if somebody's running for president and, you know, you don't want to deal with that, you don't go to that whole thing. You don't become a part of any of these affairs at all. You just leave that stuff behind, use the diplomatic process, if you will, and be about something. But the problem is, protesting kind of fell apart years ago because every damn day somebody had something to complain about, and it used to be something very frivolous to the point where it was just like, there's no tactic behind this. Didn't they have one called anti-work, and that blew up in their face because the whole thing was laughable and the person was a dog walker or something? You couldn't be less employed. I mean, damn. That's the world we live in. But you see, I could go all day about that. But let me talk about one last thing about media irresponsibility while we're here. You know June, right? Gemversary month, Pride month. Well, guess what else it is? Men's Mental Health Month. It was Men's Mental Health Month for 30 days, and not one damn news network reported about it. No press release. Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing about this was on the airwaves unless you went to a website to know about it. Or like it was on like the marquee that went by. That was about it. But anything else dealing with women and their problems, oh so many problems, oh, that's the first thing you'll see. That's the first thing you'll see on a YouTube ad. Let me just say this. Fuck you, news media. I mean, for real. As a man, and as a man that has to live here, surrounded by all of this bullshit, as a straight man, by the way, fuck you, news media. For real. It does not make any sense why you would do that stuff. You know, men feel pain. Men go through issues. Men have problems thinking about things. I mean, well, what the hell is this shit? You think we're just drones? You think that at one point or another that we do not have stuff that bothers the hell out of us? What with all the pressure and stuff that goes on? Especially as a black man in America, knowing damn well it could be legal for me to get killed by a fucking U.S. agent or some shit. You ever think about that? You ever think that one way or another, like, you live in fear all the time because mass shootings all over the place, but oh no, you gotta be tough about it, bro. Gotta be tough about it. Can't go in emotions like that. But at the same time, it's like this. You have emotions. If you're a man, you have emotions. Ain't nothing there has the right to tell you how to think or feel, especially stupid-ass laws. The least you could do is tell people, any people out here, where they could get help, where they can go to get help, and who the hell they can talk to. But you failed on this one. I cannot stand the damn news media sometimes. I'm just for real about it. What the hell is wrong with this whole damn situation? And it's bad enough that women glorify when they beat a man like that. Don't you know it? Like you can see that shit out there. It's on TikToks all over the place. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, somebody wants to, you know, the woman complains about being single. Man goes ahead and says something to her, you know, thought she was cute and everything. She doesn't text back. She over there with her friends glorifying about it. Saying, I don't text back. Stupid ass shit like that. That's dumb. That is fucking dumb. And not only that, see somebody like me, I am angry as hell. Put it that way. But I let you know about it. If you are in my crosshairs about the shit, I don't displace my anger. If I'm coming at you about it, your ass was on the block right then and there. That's just all there is to it. Believe you me, I know what I'm doing when I do that. But the thing is, when I go at women that do that kind of stuff, and you know, when I call them out on it, then they got another one to cry their mental health. This ain't about your damn mental health. Just because it happened to you does not mean you can do it to somebody else. I don't give a fuck what gender they are. You do not do this stuff. And the way the world goes about it, because they do not hold women accountable, they think they can do this crap. And the only reason why a woman get away with it, though, because you can't hit them. I guarantee, like, there are things that women do that they deserve a friggin' Tyson-based haymaker. For real. But the thing about it is, though, they do this crap because you can't hit them. So this is the next best thing about that kind of stuff. See, considering how I am, I'll scare the fuck out of you. That's it. Like, I used to do that as a kid. Like, I ain't got to hit you. I'm just going to scare the hell out of you. And the truth is that when I went about doing that to this one person that thought she could actually bully me, she left me the hell alone as soon as she got an idea how strong I was and everything. You don't fuck with a man like that. If you think you can run around and kick a man's ass and all that kind of stuff, yeah, that's your business and whatever. But let me just tell you this. There are men out here that are really, really not following that rule book anymore. And they will do what they need to do to get a sentiment going on around here. There's going to be a statement of sorts. Just like that dude that was harassed at McDonald's one time, and these women were chasing him. He took the broomstick and beat the living piss out of him because he was tired of it. I'm telling you that right now. And there's a lot of men out here committing suicide, going through more problems than a little bit. But women out here, over here, you know, not having a problem with it, but they always talk about how lonely and single they are. The mixed communication here is that both sides are really, really fucked up. But the truth is, nobody gives a damn about the men because, hey, what would the men go through and all that kind of stuff? How men are judged a lot more harshly than women. And all of these other things that society just doesn't want to have the conversation or don't have time for the conversation about. It's not fucking right. The least they could have done, was tell you that June was Men's Mental Health Month. Had I known that, I would have put that out there. And then when I found out, it was too late. So, I just want to let you all know this, though, but nobody needs to be left behind. I might not be your friend. I might not be your brother, all that kind of stuff. But here's the thing. If you know that you're going through something and it seems like people around you are not wanting to help, go get some help for yourself, okay? Like, take the time to really go get some help. Do better for you. Because this weak-ass society here is not going to be accountable, not going to be responsible, not going to tell you where to go at, and leave you out there in the cold and stuff like that, or leave you well within your fields to where your brain will start telling you things and you're going to start hurting yourself. Ain't no more time for that. We're going to go ahead. We're going to stomp that curve down. There are things that I'm very serious about. And no, women, I don't hate you. And I believe that, guess what? You have the right for certain things. But here's the thing. Don't forget about fucking men on this planet either. They deserve help too. It's just, you can't do damn the other one and praise one. That's just not right. All right? We're all supposed to make it together the best way we can. Now, I'm not here to impress anybody, even as I run J360 Productions, but I will say this. The next time I see that stuff, I'm putting it out there early. For those of you out there who really need that help, I mean, there are places you can go. Like I said, I'm not friends with everybody, and there are times where, you know, like, I deal with people to the point where, you know, I get stressed and I get tired. But you know what? I'm not going to drag my problems out there. If I need to go get help, I'm going to go get it. But the least I can do is go ahead and share it out there for anybody else. And note, I'm not using friggin' gender barriers or culture wars to do a damn thing about this. It's just because it's the right fucking thing to do. When's the last time y'all have done the right thing without trying to get views on TikTok? That's what I thought. Sorry, sacks of shit. Well, and that being said, I'm back, y'all. So, y'all go ahead and take care of yourselves. I'll be back with Jams 72 tomorrow. Y'all take it easy. This is J-Man signing off. Peace.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details. With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.